going into the void. Just a Tower 1 survival. But we're taking in the Karak Wraith, of course. And Volti Prime. And I've got the Atomos on my side. Atomos, I'm 2 forma in on. I still need to put a little more work into it before I'm happy with a final setup for it. But it is a lovely little toy to have on your sidearm. Karak Wraith, of course, is the first time running it. I've got my Volt Prime initial setup completed here, so I may do an initial setup video just to kind of go with this is how I first stand it. And so far, so good with it, to be honest. I'm pretty happy with it in the first setup. It's a very aggressive setup, though. And I'm not sure how much more I'll change it. We'll see. Definitely right now I've only got the rifle amp ore on, which is helpful, of course, because we're ranking Carrick here. So we'll talk a bit about that. But this weapon, this Karak Wraith, is kind of like, it feels like it was meant for the Volt Prime. Or at least the way I'm playing it, it feels like it was meant for Volt Prime. The way I intend to run it anyway. And you'll see, I mean, you know I'm pretty aggressive in terms of how I play, so very forward moving, very quick. We're not using any mods that are too out of the ordinary on Volt Prime right now, and the only mods I've got on this Carrick would be Serration and Split Chamber and a Pistol Mutation right now. 1 V slot, of course. What I'm liking is this is the first Wraith that pretty much all what DE did was actually just go ahead and boost up all the stats from the original and just make it that much better. The biggest change, of course, is the 60 clip size. That's what the Carrick suffered from last time. That's what everybody was most disappointed from, if I remember correctly, is that the Carrick did not have a big clip size, and it was very manageable if you played it right, but I can easily see how it could be a problem. So having the 60 clip size is much better. There are ways, of course, you can grow that even more, so we'll look into that as we play it. But you're going to see me here right now in this particular Volt setup. I will probably get behind the shield a couple times, but no. For the most part, we're dropping it hard. We're, you know, shocking and dropping. I don't even know how to say it. So I'm pretty happy with it now. In terms of things that are going on with the event, right? So it was a 13 to 11. Nobody finished off that last node that was sitting there for like a day and a half, actually. It just kind of sat there. It was like a 70-30 split when the event ended. And I think, I don't know how far into detail, but I always tend to believe that they are pre-planned to some extent, and that the ending was definitely, you know, when the outcome was known before it was even started. If you got to take advantage of those couple of rare 5 drops that Nathaniel had before they traded it, sent it back to just the standard stuff, great. If you didn't, you know, and you just sat there and had enough points for the event to be final, that's cool too. I did the rares and whatnot on my alternate because I ran Neff on that side, but I've got the Karak Wraith over there, of course, because that was the winning event weapon. So that'll be awesome to have that over there. I had just finished working up the Carrick on the other frame as well, the other account that I had. I just finished it off. So I mean, I always liked the Carrick. I'm more of a damage heavy with a lot of my stuff anyway, in the way I play it. So that's just the way it is. Now, there's 2 ways though to really think about this, look at this event. So there are several people that I've seen a couple people in the clan and people in the alliance have talked about how they didn't get the weapon, and they did not realize that, you know, by switching sides, they lost a point with salad and whatnot, and so they were a point behind when it happened. And you know, there's two sides to it, right? And you can't blame either side, because one, in the beginning, we were all concerned that if you went and ran somebody out, you ran the other side, you'd lose all your points, and that wasn't the case. You didn't lose all your points, you just lost, you know, 1 point at a time. So I had actually gotten myself up to the point where I was a couple ahead of the rewards, so I could easily go and run one or two of the NEF sides and still come out with the winning weapon. And I made sure that I did that. But it was confusing nonetheless, so I can see where there's probably going to be a number of people that didn't get it just from the sheer confusion. So I'm not sure how that's going to be played out. That's a rough situation to be in. The point system was kind of weird. I don't want to say that I'm siding with one side versus the other, but I mean, I think either way, you know, that's, if you didn't get it, that sucks that you didn't get the weapon. It sucks, no doubt about it. Whether or not they do something to give you the weapon, whether they can pull the logs on all the people that had enough points to get it originally and then went and switched sides for the cores, you know, the trickery that was played, that's all to be determined. Am I happier that I got this versus the Dara Vandal? Yeah, for me, because this is the one I wanted. Nothing wrong with the Dara Vandal, and we will definitely get that at some point in another event. It'll become another event thing, which is what happened in the past with the Brack and the D-Tron, right? So that'll happen. I guess the lore will come in, how that works. When you guys on the consoles get this event, you know, just be wary of that whole point system, that if you take sides with one, when you switch sides you lose a point, so you need to make sure you cover that point, so that way you get your total rewards. But I do like the fact of what they did with it. I mean, I like the fact that they doubled everything more or less. They're having the higher status chance. It's not significant, 15%, so we'll see how that plays out. But, you know, with a good fire rate on here, solid numbers, I think this could come out to be a really nice setup, even better than what it was before, because we just got so much more to work with, and having a 60 in the clip is going to be just... yeah, I mean, I can't go wrong with a 60 in the clip. Oh, Pistol Master is my thing, huh? So we'll just go ahead and switch over to the Atomos. Like I said, I'm a couple format in on the Atomos. Right now, this is just a toy for me. I know it's a very damaging weapon. I'm really enjoying it. As I said, with the whole heat thing in the beginning when I first did that first video, heat was going to be the way to play it for me. So I've stuck with heat, actually blast, to get the most out of it, and I think I'm pretty much going to stick with that all the way through it. I have no real need to, you know, go ahead and drop a radiation and a viral and all that stuff on it, because you guys know my Helios is always carrying that anyway, so I can have lots of fun with this. Now, Ruinous Extension mod, I do not have that mod, but that's okay with me, because it's not like it's a necessity. Being a player that's very forward moving and constantly in your face, the range is not going to be a big thing here. When I do play something that's more range style, or I want to go ahead with snipers and be farther out, of course I'm going to, you know, different weapons choices. But you also have, you know, don't forget, you also have things like Volt Shield that makes this beam an unlimited beam in terms of lengthwise. So if you haven't farmed the Jackal for the Ruinous Extension, then you can just sit here and do this and play with this bad boy. It will burn through ammo, but what else is new? The chaining is pretty small. I believe the Ruinous Extension will help with the chaining process. saw on the forums, I got involved in a thread about whether this is better than the Amprex. To me, no, the Amprex still rocks harder than this does. But is this more fun than, say, the Gamma Core? Sure. I mean, they have the basic same stats, more or less, except this is heat-based instead of radiation. And who doesn't like watching, you know, enemies burn on the ground? I mean, seriously. Or get electrified like that. I mean, I know I do. And in the Void, you can do anything with Volprime, and of course, with his energy pool of 800, give or take, depending upon how you have it modded, Prime Flow and whatnot. Yeah, you're pretty set. So that's why this works so well inside the Void, and I'm not too concerned with running out of energy. Hopefully you caught the full clan dueling competition that we posted. We do plan on having some more, and talking, of course, with the guys that helped set it up and Outlawed and whatnot. And I believe we're going to try to see about doing something for the Alliance somehow. You know, in each time that we do different events, we're just going to get them a little bit better, a little more organized, and whatnot. I'm pretty sure we have the clan obstacle course thing coming up. We may invite, what we may do is get things set up and invite a couple of, you know, fans, friends of the community, of the clan, of different clans, and, you know, we'll see how it goes. But it was definitely a fun time. Yeah, and also check out Janzer's highlight videos as well. He also did a live stream on Twitch, so do go ahead and check those out, because he was there commentating, and he had his own setup of how everything ran. It was pretty interesting, so you can appreciate him for that. But yeah, we are definitely having fun here, and I know I could be like super ranking this by taking this over to, you know, Draco and all that crap and whatever. I'm not really into that. I just like playing as I am right now, and I realize this is only a Tower 1, but hey, I need to get a feel for what I'm doing here and how I'm playing it. Looks like a decent rank 3 pistol mutation mod is perfect right now. Not sure why the it seems like it's like the fire rate goes up and down for some reason. Sometimes it seems faster than others. But man, this thing is awesome. So should hit life support here at least once. It's got a fairly decent reload of 2, so that's not too bad at all. You can change that, of course. You can increase that. There's so many things you're going to be able to do with this Carrick. I think ultimately that's what makes it, to me, not knocking down the lore or any of that stuff at all. But to me, I think that's what makes things much better. Is that to me, it seems like a much more versatile weapon. In terms of how you can set it up and do things. Come at me, bro! Yeah! I have to figure out where I'm going. Where do I have to go? Oh, I gotta go this way. So as always, if you got comments, questions about it, other things, please do feel free to leave them. I will probably do setup as it is right now on Volt, like I said, before I go ahead and hit the former button. But I'm definitely going to hit the former button because even if I didn't change my build, I want to have the dash polarity in there so that way I have a lot more in my aura that I can work with. There's nothing wrong with steel charging rifle amp at all, but it's not what is going to work out perfectly, especially with this setup. So we got 1 fusion core because we're on a tower 1 survival. But it is nice to have Volt Prime, and I think I got this thing squared away just in time for the new weapon. And like I said, I think it fits out so well with the two, combining them together. Again, the only thing I had on this Carrick is a pistol mutation, a serration, and a split chamber right now. So you're just seeing it do its thing. Shred will go on it. I'll want that punch through feature, of course. So that will be a mod that goes on here. Beyond that, we'll probably look at some of the dual stat mods, because we know there is definitely some status on here, 15%, so we can get that status up pretty nicely. So that'll come in play. Makes it a much better weapon, of course, like I said, with the 60 in the clip. Where it goes, I don't know. I will probably end up taking this everywhere with me for a while. Take that. Deal with the overload of the Overlord. I know Bacon's gonna be all happy because I'm doing Volt Prime videos here. I definitely have to get some gameplay and stuff out and some longer videos, you know, because I know that a lot of you guys ask me for it all the time. And I'm great at talking my mouth off anyway, so it's not a big deal. I like the run-on a lot. We had decent duration on him. Like I said, it wasn't something I really built in for this first setup duration, and I didn't use any like crazy mods or anything. I kind of pretty much stuck with most of the standard ones. I believe I did use Transient Fortitude. I'll have to look at the setup in Volt Prime here. Of course, you know, we'll talk about it. But yeah, it's so nice. And if you really wanted to go crazy, you could just go ahead and speed kill. Right? So as you run around, you can speed kill. Sort of like that. Not really in the right spot to do it, but you get the idea. You're moving so fast, I can't keep up with you. Here, take a little of that. Is that an Oberon part? Oberon Systems part. There we go. Man, if only I could sell Oberon parts, I'd be so rich. Oh wait, I am rich in terms of credits here. Dangly bites. Alright, just hit this anyway, because why not? We'll go for 20. Mid-level mutation mod seems to be working perfect on here, though. So I'm not running out of ammo at all, which is perfect for me. I like that impact. You see that knockback that's going on there? That's such a nice thing. It'll be something that we'll play into as we get through here. Oh, you got me. Or did you? No, you didn't. Ha! It's me versus you, buddy. I can stand here all day, do my thing. Nova Prime helmet blueprint. Alright. That's a 10 ducator, I believe. Well, let's go ahead and start making our way out for this run. Stay tuned, of course, when we hit 30, we'll pull that up, and then after that, we'll go into the multi-forma setup that occurs with this. So, comments, questions, as always, please do feel free to leave them. Share, like, all that jazz. Much appreciated. Stay tuned. Got plenty more going on. And again, thanks for watching as always. I'll see you next time.